Alright guys, well I paused the last video and unfortunately I accidentally hit stop while I was trying to figure out how to get Olive back in there. So anyway, we're just going to make it a 2 video series, or maybe 3 depending on how long this goes. Um, as I was saying before though, I'm adding the Q&A from my channel to the end of the tagged question and answer stuff. Um, and so question number 6, what are your hobbies? Michaela asked a question on mine that said, what was your favorite hobby? And so I actually don't really have a whole lot of hobbies at the moment. Things I like to do though. I enjoy riding the bike. It's not really a hobby. Working on cars is fun. Um, some stuff I just don't have the tools for, and other stuff I don't have the know-how for. Um, but I guess I don't. I'm kind of boring. I'm kind of boring like that. And as far as Olive is concerned, her big hobby right now is um, building a friendship with the new puppy dog that lives here. They're in Indiana right now. I think I mentioned that on a different video. I don't know if that video is going up though, so maybe you don't know that yet. Anyway, um, so my friends who are caring for Olive, who she lives with and stuff, they're in Indiana for the night. So I asked them if I could come over and do this video with her while there's no one around and no distractions and stuff. They said, yeah, go for it. I'm sure she'll appreciate the company. So anyway, that's where I'm at now. Olive, you're so beautiful, kitty kitty. Yes, you're so beautiful. So anyway, um, as far as her hobbies, probably mostly just playing and eating and sleeping and trying to be friends with the dog. Why is it as soon as I get the camera out, you leave me? I purposely let her sit there for like a good 10 or 15 minutes before I pulled out the camera to let her get comfortable. And then she just, like, I don't understand. It's like she knows I'm recording her and doesn't like it or something. I don't know. Let's try this again. Okay. Question number 7. What do you do to relieve stress? I don't think she has a whole lot of stress in her life, but if she does, she probably just goes and spends time alone, I assume, maybe. Uh, sleeps a lot. I, for one, sometimes I pray. Sometimes I just take a nap. Sometimes I go for a walk. Depends on how much stress I'm under and what's causing the stress. If something is causing the stress that I can put an end to, that's the first thing I'm going to do. Um, the 2 people I live with, for example, will sometimes argue or something, and to end that stress, I'll just like try to put a stop to the argument, um, or whatever. So, just one example that I could think of. But anyway, I also have a couple of stress balls, and not those little foam ones. I've got ones that have like sand in them or something, so they're actually a lot better. They actually feel better to squeeze, and they actually do help with stress. So I got 2 of those, but I don't know where one of them is right now, but one of them's sitting on the stand by my bed. Question number 8. What is your favorite movie? Well, this one's going to be answered a little more in depth later, I guess. I don't really have one solid single favorite movie. Um, I like the Lord of the Rings series. I like the original Star Wars trilogy. I like the entire Star Wars um, series. I like all of them, but I really like the original trilogy the best, probably because that's the first I ever saw. Um, I love, like, a lot of Disney movies are really good. Um, and so, like, the Three Lives of Thomasina that Patty and Willie mentioned, um, that's a great movie. Also, I didn't realize this, but I watched that movie last night, and the veterinary has an assistant, and his assistant's name is Willie, and I thought that was so cute because Willie chose that as his favorite movie. So anyway, um, but yeah, that movie I cried like probably 6 or 7 times watching that movie last night, but it was cool. It's a great movie. It's got a nice happy ending. It's a very solid, beautiful movie. Um, uh, but yeah, so I don't really have one single favorite. I love anything that is based on a true story as well. I love based on true story movies. Um, and whether they're dramatic or action packed or whatever, I just love based on true story movies because I know that it actually happened, even if some stuff was changed for dramatic effect. You know, I love that stuff. So, I don't think Olive has any favorite movies. I don't think she pays much attention to the TV. Um, what is your favorite book? The Bible is my favorite book. It's the only one that matters in my, it's the only one that matters to me. Um, and as far as Olive, she probably likes Cat in the Hat books. I don't know. She's not much of a reader. Um, Next one, question number 10. Favorite thing to do on a stormy day? Well, for Olive, I don't think she's really super scared of storms, but she definitely doesn't like going out in them. Um, as long as she's inside when they hit, she's usually okay, as far as I know. But she also like comes and goes as far as indoor. She's an indoor outdoor cat. And so on a stormy day, she'll stay inside. She'll eat, she'll sleep, she'll do her thing. As for me, I love storms. I'll go sit in the car and just watch the lightning, or I'll even just sit out on the balcony and watch the lightning. I love the lightning. If I'm out and about doing stuff, and I'm able to spend some time just sitting still somewhere to watch it, I will do that. I love the sound of the rain, the thunder. I love getting startled by the thunder. I know that sounds weird, like it freaks people out and it freaks me out, but I like being freaked out like that, but only by thunder. I don't like being jump scared. But anyway, um, yeah, I absolutely love storms. I love driving in them too. Um, Fun little extra fact, I love driving in the most inclement weather. The worse the weather, the more dangerous it is, the more I love driving in it. Um, oh, are we coming back up here? Hi, baby. Oh, you're going over there? Where are you going? Ah. So anyway, that's what's happening with that. Um, there's 2 questions left. I'm going to pause this. Hopefully I don't hit stop again by accident. Okay, question number 11. What do you do on a perfect day? Well, for Olive, a perfect day is going outside and doing what she does out there. Probably chasing field mice and climbing trees to chase birds and squirrels, I assume. Um, and she'll come home and eat her food and get some treats and all that fun stuff. For me personally, a perfect day, um, I guess a perfect day for me is waking up at a reasonable hour, not overly early, but also not too late in the day either. My sleep is kind of all over the place, but perfect day, I'll wake up at 8 9 o'clock in the morning, Eastern. What am I talking about? Central Standard Time, and then go out and do something. I like being active and doing stuff. I'll often go and help a friend of mine who has cancer and leg issues and all kinds of stuff. He's mostly bedridden. He can get out and do stuff, but I like to go help him with moving things around his room. He likes to switch things up from time to time, change the scenery. Other times I go shopping for him, or I just enjoy helping him out a lot, and gives me something to do. It helps him. We both win. Gets me out of the house. So that's probably a perfect day. Sometimes they'll actually have me over for dinner and stuff too, and so we enjoy that. Um, and then finally, question 12: do you prefer the city or a small town? Well, there's a bug. Do you prefer a city or a small town? For Olive, I'd say a small town is definitely safer. Um, Out here in the country, as long as she's back in the fields and stuff, there's acres and acres that are not covered in roads, so she can go explore and do her thing. So probably small town for her, and for me, um, I like being in small towns. I love how quaint they can be, and they're kind of cute and adorable. I love that in not all small towns are like this, but a lot of them, like the people tend to be more friendly than in the city. In the city, everyone's always surrounded by loud noises. People are always more angry. People are always more negative. And so I like the small towns for that. Um, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I live in a town that's kind of in between. It's a smaller city. It's not really a tiny town anymore, but it used to be. Definitely growing, but it's not nearly as big as Madison is. So anyway, for living purposes, I would say I would prefer a small town. Um, but I like that it's close enough to the big city that everything is accessible. I think that is the perfect compromise right there. A small town within like 10 miles of a big city, not too long of a drive, not so close that you're always hearing the city stuff, all the city noise and all the city lights at nighttime don't poison the air. But it's close enough that you can get there pretty quick when you need to go do stuff or get stuff or meet people or whatever. And so that ends the 12 questionnaire, 12 question tag questions. So now we're gonna continue with the Q&A that I did on my channel. Oh, there you go, baby. You just keep doing that. You're so cute. That's perfect. Um, so Rosemary K asked, "Do you have a favorite type of music?" I like a lot of kinds of music. I love relaxing to some jazz, or some, just some laid back kind of music. Um, Celtic music is really cool too. Um, I don't know that I have really one particular favorite kind of music. I like a lot of different kinds. Um, there's a few metal songs that I'll listen to, but very, very few. I love rock. I love 80s rock. 80s, if I had to pick a favorite, 80s rock would be it. Um, but it's hard to actually pick just one favorite. So, um, but I love a lot of that stuff. I love a lot of just about everything. Um, and then Rosemary also asked, "Do you have favorite movies or types of movies, era, genre, etc.?" And I know we went over this once before. Um, Basically, I like, based on true story movies. I love Disney movies. I love, like the Lord of the Rings trilogy and the Hobbit series, which I actually did not mention before. Um, and I like, I love everything. Like, there's very few things I don't like. I'm pretty easy to please. Um, Michaela asks, "Did you grow up with pets? If so, what pets?" Yes, I grew up with so many cats, like a ton. My mom was the stereotypical crazy cat lady. There were times where we truly believed that she loved the cats more than she loved her own children. And I know that sounds crazy and exaggerated, but it's absolutely not an exaggeration. Um, we know as adults now that she did love us, but at the time we questioned it um, for many years. Um, but she really she took in a lot of stray cats, like just all the time. And so at one point we've had, I think, 8 at a time or something, and it got crazy in our house, man. Cat pee smell, like it was out of control. Um, we'd go to school smelling like cat pee and get made fun of and bullied for it. Of course, back then they didn't call it bullying, but it was definitely bullying. Um, so there was that. But anyway, um, yeah, we had a lot of cats growing up. And also, I personally had two albino mice, or two albino rats at one point too. Um, I love those albino rats, man. They were so cute. They would crawl all over me and on my shoulder, and they'd like nibble my ear. It would hurt and tickle at the same time, which is a weird sensation. So yeah. And next, do you have a favorite wild animal? This is still Michaela. Do you have a favorite wild animal, meaning big cats, elephants, cheetahs, etc.? You know, I love the platypus because it's such a weird animal. The platypus is my proof that God has a sense of humor. If you don't believe in God, well, that's between you and him. I'm not getting into all that, but I do believe in God, and I believe that he created the platypus just to prove that he has a sense of humor. I genuinely believe that. It's just the weirdest animal. Got the duck beak and the duck feet, but it's got like, was it like a raccoon type tail or something? Like, it is just the weirdest beast, man. So I love the platypus for that reason. Um, Growing up, the bald eagle was my favorite wild animal, wild creature, bird, I guess. Um, but as an adult now, I guess um, I really like big cats. I love all cats. I love all animals in general, but like big cats are cool. Like tigers, lions, cheetahs, jaguars. Like I love them. They're awesome. Um, I enjoy bobcats too. They're kind of a in between size, but they're still very wild, very wild, very dangerous. And I've encountered them here in Wisconsin a few times. Um, but they're so cute. Like I'm not stupid enough to go up to a wild one and try to pet it, but I want to. um, Next from Michaela, what is your favorite hobby? Oh yeah, we talked about that before, and then um, what is your least, or excuse me, what is your less favorite thing to do? Um, that's a really good question. I probably should have thought about my answers before recording, huh? I guess I could pause and think about it, or I could just roll with it and see what happens. Um, Least favorite thing to do. You know what? Given recent events, driving a car with no brakes, probably one of my least favorite things to do. Um, Not fun. Adventurous, yes. Um, Gets the adrenaline going, and I like the adrenaline part, but that's the only part I like. I don't like the fact that I could die. I don't like the fact that I can't stop if I need to stop instantly. I don't like the fact that it's endangering everyone on the road, myself included. So, yeah, driving a car with no brakes, I think is going to be my answer for that. That's my current answer. And that may change from day to day, but that's my answer for this. Um, and then, sorry if these are random. I couldn't think of much. Haha, okay. That's okay, Michaela. That was awesome. You answered or asked several questions. Thank you for that. And thank you also, Rosemary, for your questions. Next, we have Gold Moose Warrior Cats. In which state do you live? I live in a constant state of shock. Haha, just kidding. I live in Wisconsin. Um, I live in Wisconsin, and isn't there? Oh yeah, there's another page. Okay, I was gonna say I think somebody asked about country too. Um, yeah, so there was somebody with like Korean or some. Oh gosh, I gotta focus the camera here. Someone with a name that starts with some, I believe it's Korean, and then is followed with Philosophy Joycat MK. Asked me, where do you live? What country? Thank you for that question. I'm going to add that to the current question. So I live in Wisconsin, which is in the United States of America. Um, and now I've lost my place. Okay. What's your favorite color? This is still from Gold Moose Warriors Cat or Warrior Cats. What's your favorite color? Blue. Favorite food? Well, that's a tough one. I like anything with pasta. I love anything with pretty much any meat. That's going to be addressed in more detail, sort of. Not really, but kind of later. There's another question coming up. But anyway, I don't know. I like anything that's got meat and or pasta. I mean, I like a lot of foods. There's very few foods that I won't eat. Very few, and I'll never say that I don't like something if I haven't tried it. Like that is one of my absolute musts. When someone tells me they don't like something and I ask them, have you tried it? And they tell me no, I tell them they have no right to say they don't like it. Because I have tried things thinking I wasn't going to like it, and I liked it. I've tried things that sounded great, not so great. So until you try it, you can't really say you don't like it because you don't know that. One example, Limburger cheese. Limburger cheese has a reputation for being the nastiest, most disgusting cheese ever made. Like, really gross. And it does smell horrible. It smells rancid. It smells like dirty socks combined with litter box that hasn't been cleaned in a month, combined with uh, exhaust from a car. Like, it's just the nastiest smell. But I had to overcome that smell and taste it. And guess what? Still tasted horrible. But some people really like it. They're like, once you get past the smell, it's okay. I didn't agree with that. It was absolutely gross. Oh, look at you rolling around over there, baby girl. You're so sweet. So yeah, I did not like Limburger at all. But anyways, what's the next one? Favorite animal, which I kind of already answered. Do you have another cat besides Scooter? Actually, you're referring to the cat that was in the Q&A video. I don't have, that's not my cat. That's actually my grandma's cat. My grandma and my Aunt Janet, who live together. My Aunt Janet takes care of my grandma, helps her with stuff because she's older and kind of frail and delicate. So she lives with her and helps take care of her. That's actually their cat. I was in Pennsylvania when I made that video. So I was about 1,000 miles or so away from home. I do not have any cats of my own because I live in a place where we can't have them. Otherwise we'd have two, for sure. What's your favorite book? Again, as I mentioned before, the Bible. The Holy Bible is my favorite book. How old are you if this isn't too private? I am 38 years old. And then Sinister Serval asks, oh yeah, first of all, Gold Moose Warrior, thank you for your questions. I appreciate that. Sinister Serval, I call you Cat Daddy Bob. What was your first cat called? So, it's hard to say the exact first cat. We've had so many over the years. So I'm going to answer this by saying that after we came out of the townhouse and moved into an actual house, we ended up eventually getting 4 total cats. We had Buddy, Buster, Romeo, and Milo. And Buddy was my cat. He was like, we bonded. He slept with me. We were good friends. Milo selected Mikey, my younger brother. Buster was my mom's cat, and Romeo kind of just did his own thing. He didn't really claim any of us. He just lived there with us and was loving and caring and cute. But Buddy was definitely my cat, so I'm going to say Buddy was my first cat. That was mine, so to speak. Thank you, Mr. Bob Man, for your question. Boy the cat, Miss Leah. It starts with, Boy actually is asking these questions. And first one, do you prefer chicken or tuna? Well, Boy, I gotta tell you, I love them both very, very much. I probably eat more chicken than tuna, though. But not because I necessarily like it more, it's more because I think of it more. Like, tuna's not the first thing that comes to my mind when I'm thinking about dinner. But I probably should be, because it's probably healthier. And who doesn't like a good tuna sandwich, you know? Or a casserole. Man, I should make a tuna casserole. Anyway, so I'm going to say probably chicken is my favorite between the two, but I love them both very, very much. Are you more a cat person or a dog person? Well, Boy, you're in luck. I am more of a cat person. And as I mentioned before, I love all animals, including dogs. But I'm definitely more interested in cats than dogs. It's one of those things, like, everyone thinks that if you're a cat person, you have to hate dogs. If you're a dog person, you have to hate cats. No, you don't. You can love them both. You can even have a preference and still love them both. I do. I prefer cats, but I'm cool with dogs too. I'm cool with all animals. I love all animals. Even most insects I try not to kill if I can help it. So, anyways, the next part of this says, and here's one from me. So this is Boy's mama asking me this question. What star sign are you? I am a Leo. My birthday is August 16th every single year. I don't know why. I've tried to change it. They won't let me. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't tried. But maybe you got a good laugh out of that. Fun story real quick. We've only got a couple questions left here. We're 25 minutes in almost. But real quick, I was born in Colorado Springs at 11:30 p.m. on August 16th. That means here in Wisconsin, where most of my life has been spent, it was actually 12:30 a.m. August 17th when I was born. So most of my life was spent in a place where I was born on the 17th, but because I lived there at the time and it was the 16th for half an hour more, the 16th is my official birthday. So, uh-oh. Alright, I'm going to have to do a part 3 because my camera just told me so. So we'll do a very short part 3.